What? I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the...
There's a song that has outlived centuries, a tune that was meant to be sweet, innocent, almost childlike. And yet, the more it's repeated, the more it feels cursed. That song is Daisy Bell. At first glance, it's harmless. Written in the late 1800s as a cheerful love ballad, it was supposed to be about romance and bicycles built for two. But somehow, over the decades, it has transformed into something else entirely. Every time it shows up in modern media, it brings with it an eerie sense of nostalgia, a chilling undertone, almost as if the melody itself has a life of its own. Let's start in 2015 with Scream, the TV series. In the middle of all the chaos, blood, and secrets, the song suddenly appears. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer. Do? The lyrics feel wrong in that setting, like they were never meant to be there. The showrunners knew exactly what they were doing, taking something soft and bending it until it snapped. And for fans, that scene cemented Daisy Bell as more than just an old tune. It became a symbol of something lurking just out of sight. Only 3 years later, in 2018, Daisy Bell returned in the game We Happy Few. Now this is where things got unsettling. Imagine walking through a broken, dystopian world where society forces you to take pills just to feel happy. And in the background, broken people hum Daisy Bell to themselves, as if they're desperately holding on to a memory that doesn't belong to them anymore. The context makes the song horrifying. It's no longer cheerful. It's a ghost of joy in a world that has forgotten what joy even feels like.
But things only got darker. In 2023, YouTube was suddenly filled with something strange. A fan project called Neb's Retro Animation. On the surface, it looked like a harmless old VHS cartoon, the kind of thing you'd find buried in a thrift store tape bin. But when Daisy Bell started playing over the warped visuals, it turned into something else entirely. Viewers described it as cursed. The flickering VHS textures, the hollow voices, the distortion. It felt like Daisy Bell had been ripped out of time and thrown into a nightmare version of the 1980s. People couldn't stop watching it, but they also couldn't shake the unease it left behind. And then came the one that blurred the line between fiction and reality, Daisy 09. If you've ever stepped into VR, you know how real it feels. But in 2022, players of Gorilla Tag began telling stories of a strange figure haunting the servers. It wasn't just any hacker or troll. This one announced itself with Daisy Bell. Distorted, broken, glitching through the speakers. The moment you heard it, you knew you were being hunted. Some players swore their games crashed. Others claimed their accounts were corrupted. Whether you believed it or not, Daisy 09 became part of VR creepypasta history. A song from the 1800s had become a ghost in the machine. But not every version of Daisy Bell is meant to terrify. In the early 2000s, Futurama used it as a parody. The robot bender sings Daisy Bell in one episode, and for sci-fi fans, it was a direct callback to 2001, A Space Odyssey. If you've seen that movie, you know the chilling moment when HAL 9000, the AI, shuts down while softly singing Daisy Bell. Futurama flipped that moment into comedy, but even then, the melody still carried the weight of history. And that brings us to one of the newest takes, the amazing digital circus. In episode 6, fans were caught off guard when the familiar tune crept in, distorted and glitch-heavy. It was Daisy Bell, but shredded apart, almost unrecognizable. The chaotic energy of the show made it even more disturbing. For many fans, this became the scariest Daisy Bell yet. Proof that even in 2023, the song still has power. But all these strange, twisted versions lead back to one single moment. The origin. 1961. The IBM 7094 computer, one of the earliest digital machines, was programmed to sing Daisy Bell. And history was made. It was the very first time a computer ever sang. A machine, something lifeless, cold, mechanical, suddenly gave voice to a love song. Audiences at the time were amazed. But looking back now, there's something undeniably creepy about it. A computer singing about love. A computer humming about marriage. A computer whispering human emotions that it could never truly feel. That was the seed. That was where it all began. And maybe that's why Daisy Bell keeps coming back. It's not just nostalgia. It's not just a catchy melody. It's a reminder of a strange turning point. The moment humans gave machines the power of voice. And ever since then, the song has carried with it an uncanny aura, weaving its way into horror shows, video games, VR legends, and digital nightmares. So the next time you hear those words, Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do stop and listen carefully, because sometimes it's not just a song. Sometimes it's a warning.